You dream of countries. Everybody dreams of Hollywood. Everybody dreams of Paris and London. And sometimes you realize, oh, there it's much better than actually in the dream cities, which are not dreams.
So how did you find the response of our students here today who had come to see or hear you out today's workshop?
Now, I loved it.
Yeah?
I really loved it because you have very bright students.
Hey, guten Tag, bonjour, and a very warm welcome to Made for Media, brought to you by the Indian Institute of Creative Skills. Today's topic, cinema across the continents. The only podcast where cinema meets chaos, culture meets craft, and podcasts and producers meet, well, endless rewrites. I'm your host, Vanndana Vaadera. And today I am joined by a woman whose filmography is, I think, longer than my grocery list before Diwali, but far, far, far more interesting. She is an international producer, creator, consultant, writer, multilingual powerhouse, and the co-founder of Bombay Berlin Film Productions. A woman who has worked with India, Germany, France, Turkey, Sweden, Poland, Canada, and occasionally with sleep also. But I think the sleep is still unconfirmed. Please welcome the unstoppable, incredible Katharina Suckale.
Thank you very much.
So, Katharina, your journey sounds like an international thriller. Berlin, Paris, Toronto, Mumbai. Do you get tired of staying in just one city at a time?
No, to be honest, like everybody, we have big dreams. So first you dream of London. So everybody wants to go to London. So I wanted to go to London. Then I wanted to go to Paris because everybody thinks Paris, the city of dreams. But it's not at all like this.
Really?
Not at all.
Why do you say that?
Now, Paris is 15 million people, extremely expensive, highly competitive, and it's an extreme fight. So then I thought, okay, I find Europe terrible. I dream of America. So everybody dreams of Hollywood, North America, Canada, whatsoever. So for me, the dream was Canada.
Yeah.
Then I came to Canada. That it was not at all the dream at all. Well, I was imagining, reality. Reality is always different. Then I even went to Africa, to Zambia. In the end, I came to India, to the country where I least expected to fall in love. But then I arrived in India in January 2004, and I fell in love with the country and the culture.
Lovely.
So it's sometimes you dream of countries. Everybody dreams of Hollywood. Everybody dreams of Paris and London. And sometimes you realize, oh, there it's much better than actually in the dream cities, which are not dreams.
I am sure about that. But you know, India is very deeply rooted into spirituality, culture, handicrafts. Did that ever inspire you to introduce that in your movies?
For sure, it's always getting into the movies depending on the filmmaker and the story.
Yes.
But for me, India is this very vibrant continent, very at the spot of its time, very modern, ahead of its time. I always felt that India is 10 years ahead to France, London, Berlin. You may think Berlin, Paris, London is so modern. But actually, India is much more modern than all these countries because you are so engaged in so many things and you take it flexibly, you take it fast, you take it with a spiritual way. You're not taking it spiritual at all. You're capitalist. You're perhaps even more capitalist than the
Americans, yes.
But you tell stories out of life. You make movies out of life. You do so many things we can't do in Europe.
Yes.
That's why India is so much ahead of its time. But people don't know it in the West. That's the stupidity and arrogance of the West of not knowing.
Absolutely. So, Katharina, have you ever thought of doing a Bollywood movie with singing and dancing and just floating around the trees with kuchi-cooing and all that stuff? Have you ever thought of that?
Not for sure. I mean, my business partner and I and our entire team, we love Bollywood forever. I mean, I started loving Bollywood really in 2003.
Wow.
As I explained with Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Ghaan and Fana, and in our company was always the joke, okay, who loves Shah Rukh Khan and who loves Amir Khan? Most of the team loved Shah Rukh Khan. I found Amir Khan very interesting and very innovative too. Me too. So it was always, I mean, I love Shah Rukh Khan for sure too, no? But it was always the fun game between us. And I even went in 2010 into Shah Rukh Khan's office. You know, I come from a generation where we went into the offices, which I wouldn't advise to someone today, but because I loved Amir Khan so much and I wanted to have Amir Khan for our Bollywood film. So I went into his office. For sure, I ended up at the reception and a nice lady taking my address and so on and so on. Okay. But for sure, we would like. The issue is for sure with all these Bollywood stars, they have their own production houses.
Yes.
They are booked for the next 5-6 years with their projects. So to have a project which fits for a Shah Rukh Khan, an Amir Khan, a John Abrams, or you name it, and the budget goes up.
Yes.
And you need to have the right project.
Yes.
So you need to have the right writer who can write it for the stars. So it's not so easy.
I can understand that completely. So you have studied economics. You have acted with Susan Batson, trained in screenwriting with Robert McKee, and produced films just across the entire continent. So did you always know that you would end up making films?
Since I was 15, I love films. Whatever. I saw Jean Renoir, La Règle du Jeu, bien sûr, Marilyn Monroe, and all these films, and Wim Wenders and Fassbinder, you name whatever you see in your generation, in your time. So I always loved films, but film in my generation was not reachable, was insurmountable, was a huge mountain where you could never reach. And so I came into business because I was very politically engaged. I loved economics. I loved understanding society and politics and how the world works. And because in the 70s, 80s, I realized already about globalization.
Wow.
How important India and China is, how important America is. It was for me being stuck in this West Berlin because we were really stuck in between the wall. For me, the world was everything. So I wanted to go to China and India and all these countries and discover the world.
Wow. And you managed to do that eventually?
Yeah. Most West Berliners actually statistically left Berlin to discover the world because we were shut down in this little West Berlin.
So from all your projects like Loef, is it Loef?
Love.
Okay, Love, The Road to Mandalay, or the children's projects like Zippy the Red Bus, to thrillers like Between the Worlds. Which has been your favorite topic working?
There is not a favorite topic. It's every film has his right to live and his fascination. Zippy the Red Bus, for example, was in 2013-14. There was no children content for little children of 3 to 4 and 5.
Okay.
And so I love the idea to do children content for little children. Road to Mandalay was this idea to co-produce with Thailand and Taiwan and to speak about immigration in Myanmar and how immigrants are living a bad life in Thailand.
Yes.
Which nobody knows either. Love was a story yeah, I mean, in 2015, there was no love stories between three men, which was also new, and we couldn't have done this with Germany. So each story has his reason to live, and each story has something to say for the people in that time. That's why I have no preference in the stories.
So how did you find the response of our students here today who had come to hear you out today's workshop?
Now, I loved it.
Yeah?
I really loved it because you have very bright students, what I liked, with very interesting questions.
Yes.
And I don't want that everybody makes the same mistakes I did, because sometimes I really did stupid mistakes, I must admit. So it's important to speak with each other, and I would have loved that they ask even more questions.
Yes.
They could have asked more questions, but they didn't.
Oh, okay. Maybe tomorrow will be more interesting.
Yeah.
More, one-on-one and more questions just pouring out for you. I'm sure it'll be, definitely. So I'm going to tell our students out there, please do a little bit of research work, learn more questions to ask, so she'll be even more happier tomorrow. Yeah. So what does an international producer exactly do? It's sometimes when I listen to international producers, it sounds like they're doing 7 jobs together, multiple jobs together.
Naya, the issue in today's time is you can't finance anything out of one country. Apart from India. I mean, literally apart from India. But also in India, when you do certain projects, you need co-production to get the financing together for these kind of stories.
Right.
Moreover, with the co-production, you go into the international market. So in today's time, a producer has to go to different countries, to different markets, to find the financing for certain stories.
Right.
Lunchbox needed international co-production.
Yes.
All Imagine a Slide needed international co-production. Even Gian Korea's The Good Road didn't need co-production, but in Europe, in America, most countries, even America nowadays, I get constantly mails from American directors and writers saying, I want to get produced by you because you do co-production, because in America there are no funds anymore. So co-production is the only way to get your films made.
So Katharina, I have one more question. Indians love movies, Bollywood, and they want to enter filmmaking as a cameraman, as a director, as a producer, as a sound engineer, some field or the other. Catering to that, to fulfill a demand, a lot of institutes are coming up, but who are not delivering what they need to deliver exactly. So, do you think that learning in the right way, in the right capacity, in the right direction, with the right equipments is very important, and right mentors is very important for a student to enter the filmmaking industry?
I think you need film institutions, film schools, film further education classes. In any kind of area, you need it on a regular basis.
Right.
In my 35 years of filmmaking, film business changed from day to day, from month to month. New technologies came up.
Yes.
So to come into film business, to stay in film business, to stay in film business, you constantly need to do classes.
Yes.
If it's in sound engineering, if it's in makeup, if it's in costume, if it's in set management, if it's in budgeting, if it's in animation, visual effects, whatever, you need to understand as much as possible in film. So there can't be enough film institutions to learn. It's your task to use these schools and these classes for you to learn.
Yes.
Don't take it as something I just consume. No, they give you the opportunity to learn something, to progress. And in film, you need to understand everything.
Yes.
I did everything in film, apart perhaps from makeup and costume design. But you need to do everything to also see what do I really like.
Fit into I love.
Yeah.
My passion.
You think perhaps I want to become a costume designer, and then you discover, oh, I love camera a lot. Or then you think I'm a cameraman and I want to become a cameraman, and then you discover, no, I want to become a director. All these things you discover in the process of filmmaking.
Yeah.
And in becoming an adult and growing in film. And that's what I love about film. That's why I stayed in film at 35 years doing more or less everything, because I'm passionate.
So what are the couple of advices you would like to give our students, our audience who want to venture into a global ecosystem of making films?
It's not an easy answer, because as a young filmmaker, on one side you have to make stories which are your unique voice.
Yes.
You can't do something you are not fit to it and doesn't fit to you. On the other hand, you want that spectators are watching your films and films are traveling.
Yes.
So it's this dilemma situation of what kind of story works with me and I want to tell, and what spectators want to see.
Yes.
Now, this you can't plan. We had the discussion that you can plan a lot, but success in film is not as easy to plan as everybody pretends to do.
Right.
So it's the question also to find the right story in the right time. You can develop a story which may be successful 2 years later or 5 years later, and you were ahead of your time. Or you develop a story where everybody says, yeah, but we have seen already so many films about it. Why do you want to do this? So it's the most difficult task to strategically plan your career, because I think you should strategically plan your career.
Right.
One of our filmmakers was extremely strategic. He said, it must be a low budget. It must be something never told before. It must be something which we can sell worldwide. It must be also something which somehow goes to festival. And this is one of the most difficult tasks to succeed. And I don't know if it's possible to plan, but the important thing is to be aware what's going on in the business. You have nowadays newsletters from Screen International, Variety you can get for free. You can read books worldwide on screenwriting, films, and so on. You can do workshops worldwide, but you don't need to go to the US and some famous school. You don't need to go to London to something.
Absolutely. I echo those words.
You have in India everything you need. And it's more focus on yourself and what do you want to tell, what your friends and your colleagues want to see.
Yeah.
And not just your friends, but also your parents and perhaps some people in the street you interview.
So it is take 23 now, and we'll be saying action. It's a rapid fire round. So whatever first comes to your mind, you have to just say that. So the film you wish you had produced.
The film I wish... Fana.
Fana, beautiful movie. Wow. Mumbai or Berlin?
Mumbai.
Wow. 3 words to describe film producing.
Money, investors, and great stories.
Absolutely true. Bang on. A project closest to your heart.
Between Our Worlds.
Okay, the last one. What scares you most? Budgets or deadlines?
Both of them are not scary.
They're not scary?
No. Deadlines you have to plan. Budgets you have to make and plan. And then it's a question how to cope with it. A deadline, when you plan everything correctly, the deadline is relaxing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you just literally have to plan, and when you know cinema and series and short films or whatever you do, and you know the structure of work, you can plan everything accordingly, And then a deadline is just the delivery of the film in the series.
Right.
And budget is something you need to do. You analyze a screenplay, you make your shooting schedule, you make your scene breakdown, and then you make the budget. And then you discuss, can we squeeze the budget? Do we need to make it bigger? How can we save? This part of the business, nothing scary about.
So have you overshot the budget ever?
We kept always the budget.
Wonderful. For that, you need an applause because Indian films always overshoot the budget.
Not always. Not always. Indians are very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree to you. So thank you so much. It was absolute pleasure having this podcast with you. Thank you, Katharina.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Katharina, this has been an enlightening, inspiring, a global, a little chaotic, and an absolutely delightful, much like the films you produce. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your humor, your journey, and your unstoppable passion for storytelling. To everyone listening, if you ever need the proof that cinema is a universal language, today's episode was just that. Well, this is Vanndana Vaadera signing off from Cinema Across the Continents Made for Media. Stay a little curious and keep creating, keep innovating, keep learning, and remember, in filmmaking and life, the magic happens between the chaos and courage.